Hi guys, I'm here at the O2 Institute in Birmingham with the lovely Lindsay Ell. How you doing, Lindsay?
I'm doing great. How are
I'm good,
you?
thanks. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for coming to hang
Oh,
out.
it's fine. Pleasure. Do you have fun at C2C over the weekend?
It was amazing. I've wanted to play C2C for the longest time. And so the fact that we were able to play it for the first time in London and we got to play the spotlight stage in the middle of the O2 with 15,000 screaming country music fans, it was
Yeah,
incredible.
that must have been a bucket list moment for you, stepping out onto that stage with
Very
however many thousand
much
of us.
so. Very much so a bucket list moment. Yeah, I completely sent my mom a picture and took a video spinning around in the spotlight stage. And there's just something about UK fans that are unlike fans anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, that's amazing. And one of the things about the festival as well, there was so many amazing female artists there as well, and that
Yes.
must be so inspiring for you to join all those on the lineup.
You know, completely praise to the C2C lineup because there were so many female artists, and it's amazing to see a festival that is really like trying to nod their head towards how many incredible female artists there are right now in country music. And so it was just an honor to be a part of the lineup, and yeah, really good company.
I mean, you've been a big part of the CMT kind of Next Women of Country stuff in the States
Yeah.
as well, so it must be great to see this new pack of women emerging now and making great music.
Very much so, and it's really nice to see organizations such as the C2C really stand up for women and female in country music and be like, you know what, we're gonna support this. It's very rare right now, at least, to look at a lineup or the charts or something and see that ratio of male and female being even, and it was when you look at the C2C lineup, which was incredible.
Amazing. And you also released your album in the UK on Friday, the project.
Yes.
And we're just about to speak to Christian about it. So tell us about what it was like to work with Mr. Bush on the project.
Working with Christian Bush is a dream come true. He is a mad scientist in the studio, and you know, Christian Bush has been in my life now for about a year and a half, and I don't ever want him to not be in my life. He is such an amazing human being. He's a heart of gold, and yet he's one of the smartest producers, songwriters, solo artists that I've had. You know, he's been on all different sides of the spectrum. You know, so he understands that. He understands that feeling of sitting in the studio being an artist. He understands being a songwriter. He understands sitting on the other side of the board in the control room, and he was really the perfect person for me to work with at this point in my career.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful. I call him my studio Yoda because he's so smart. He never ceases to amaze me.
So you're going to carry on working with Christian for future projects? Is that the plan?
Yes, definitely. The first one went so well, and it was really, you know, I wanted to call it the project because it felt like it was a science project of me really finally discovering my identity and discovering who I am as an artist. And I have Christian to thank for that, really. And so, absolutely, we are definitely doing record number 2 together, and we've already been talking about songs and necessarily where we're going to go, and hopefully we'll be getting into the studio, you know, later this year.
Well, that identity you were speaking about is quite difficult to categorise because you've got country influences in there, but there's a lot of blues, pop, rock in there. So
Yeah.
how did you kind of fall upon that sound, and where did it come from?
Well, exactly what you said. I'm a little bit blues, a little bit rock, a little bit country. And it's sometimes hard as an artist, especially because I love guitar so much and I love playing guitar. And I feel like as a musician, sometimes that's even harder to filter that down and figure out really what you want to say as an artist. You know, pick those group of songs that are like, all right, I like all of these different kinds of music. I like playing all of these different kinds of music, but what would my record sound like? And if somebody's listening to a song of mine for the very first time and they've never heard my name, what would those 3.5 minutes be? And so working with Christian, he really was the one to help me figure out that puzzle. One of the first music meetings we had, he sat me down and he said, Lindsay, what's your favorite record of all time? And I said, well, Christian, that would be Continuum by John Mayer. And he said, perfect, I want you to go record the whole thing. And I looked at him blankly and I was like, what? And he said, yes, your rules are you have 2 weeks, you need to play all the instruments yourself, and you need to do it by yourself at your studio at the label. You're the only one in the room. And so I went forward with my homework assignment, not knowing why my producer had assigned this to me yet, and worked 8 a.m. till 3 a.m. for the next 14 days around the clock trying to get this done. by the end of the 2 weeks, I had learned so much about the way John Mayer plays guitar, about the way I play guitar, and most importantly, how I want my record to sound. You know, how I love hearing a band recorded in the studio. And it wasn't until he had me do this experiment until I really was able to figure out what I like, you know, and at this point in my life, if I was to take a snapshot of exactly where I am, what it would look like.
Yeah. Did you hear the mixes for that earlier today? Because I saw a photo on Facebook.
Very good. I'm impressed.
My research.
Yes, it's amazing that we can be on the road this week in the UK because we are listening to the Continuum mixes. Yeah. So it's a really exciting week. It's a really exciting time. And yes, this morning we were listening to everything, and I'm so excited for people to hear it.
So when's that going to be released, do you think? When's it coming?
I hope so. I'm unfortunately not in control of some of these decisions, but I hope in like the next couple months. So it will be soon.
That's awesome. Well, going back to the project, tell us about the guitar that's on the album cover in the UK, because you painted that yourself, didn't you?
Yes, I painted one guitar for every song on the record. I wanted the record to live on in some way other than just music. And so I decided to paint one guitar for every song. And if you go on my website, you can see a poster of all of them, and they're actually in the artwork of the new UK release of the project. Because the guitars were just such a part of the album, we did all brand new artwork for the UK release of the project, and this is the only place you can get it in the whole entire world that came out just this week. So yeah, as you flip through the new artwork of the new version of the project, you can see all my guitars in there. And so yeah, the one on the cover is the Waiting on You guitar. And yeah, it's the song that sort of started it all, and the guitar that started it all.
Yeah, very cool. And you've also been working on the Criminal music video recently, haven't you? I
Yes.
saw a little behind the scenes thing on Entertainment Tonight. So tell us about that video. And
You were very well researched.
I know,
I'm
yeah. I do my
impressed.
best. I do try.
Shooting the Criminal music video was so much fun. I felt like I was on a movie set for a day. We were in a prison. I was able to, show a darker side of me that I don't always get to, and really be able to sort of act out the song in a way. Criminal's a love song that's written not like most other love songs. So we had so much fun on set that day, and the music video is going to be out in a few weeks. So it's coming very, very soon.
We look forward to that. And talking about touring as well in the States, you've been doing a lot with Brad Paisley. Now, I would imagine Brad is the most entertaining, funny person to be on the road with. So tell us about that.
Brad has been so generous. He's taking us into his road family, and arguably he's one of the best guitar players in the world. And so it's just been amazing getting to watch him play every night. I knew as a player that, I'd be looking forward to watching him play and getting to see him play all of his songs on stage, but I didn't know that I would be this inspired. Like, he is so good, and it's so perfect every single night. And so it's really inspiring as a guitar player to watch him and the caliber that he keeps his show, and he just keeps constantly pushes himself as a musician. And I will say, nothing keeps a girl on her toes than trading guitar licks with Brad Paisley.
Can you imagine? Well, just before we finish, Lindsay, I asked the fans on Twitter to send in some questions for you.
Please.
So, DD James asks, what are you doing with your purple Les Paul guitar now that you've painted your other ones, and can I have it?
DD James. Well, unfortunately, we'd probably have to work out something if you really wanted it, but it is in my studio at home, so I use it as my studio guitar because I play a lot of Strats. I've just really been into single coils as we go, all guitar nerd talk, but I just really love playing Strats right now, and so I've been bringing out all Strats with me on the road. And so my Les Paul, I still play it all the time at home in my studio because there's always a place for Les Pauls in the studio. But yeah, the Goddess is what it's called, and it's still alive and well.
Cool. Okay, Sky Noel or Noel, I'm not sure. Have you ever got stage fright, and how did you deal with it?
I don't really get stage fright. I just more get excited. It's more adrenaline before you walk out to play a show. The only thing that is kind of scary is going out to sing anthems at sporting events or different things where a lot of people are watching. Because really, if you do a good job, nobody cares. And if you do a bad job, you go in the history of every bad anthem at a sporting event ever sang. So that's probably the only thing I get nervous about.
Okay. And last one from Shannon Hines, who asks, what kind of music technology programs do you use, like Logic and Pro Tools?
Yeah, I'm a studio nerd, hence why Christian gave me the project of recording Continuum. I used to work in Pro Tools for years and years and years, but about 3 years ago, I switched over to the dark side, to Logic, and I'm super happy. I love it. I work well with it on the road. It travels with me. It can stay on my laptop, and it's just an easy program to navigate and work with while I'm away from my studio at home.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, Lindsay, best of luck with the album in the
Thank
UK,
you.
and thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much for supporting me from the beginning and on
props.
Twitter and consistently. And
We will carry on doing so.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.